Hey guys, this is Archer Phoenix back in the action. Today we're actually going to give you tips on the trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh! How it works is, you build your deck up with whatever cards you want, but there have to be a limit. You have to have 40 to 60 cards. So, I've already got a deck assembled here, what I always use myself. It's my Dark Attribute deck. You can have 6 different attributes: Fire, Water, Wind, Earth, Darkness and Light. And the main things what you'll need for strategy, for basics, are mostly cards that support one another, like traps that will defend you if you want certain monsters and negate effects, which I do. Spells that also increase defense but also increase life point advantage or stop your opponent's effects. And monsters, which are the most important. But there are duelists out there who play nothing but traps for theirs. So to start the game off, you and your opponent, you choose who goes first, either rock, paper, scissors or flick a coin. And then whoever goes first, both players shuffle the decks before anyone goes. So I've shuffled mine, put it here. Then the opponent, so let's say I went first, both players pick up 5 cards from the top of their decks. And then I hold them. So my first move would be here. You have 3 different types of cards. You have your basics, your monsters, your spells and your traps. Purples are traps, your greens are spells, and you can tell what monsters are because of the stars on them. Tricks are though, with summoning monsters, they have to be 4-star or less to play them because they're so powerful you can't play them on your first move. And I almost put them in the deck again. So, I have monsters that are that are level 4 and lower, so let's say if I want to summon one, I just do this. I summon Mystic Tomato in attack mode. You can either play it in face-up attack or face-down defense. Most players' trick is with this, if I control a monster like this and this. This has 400 more attack points than my Sangan. My opponent attacked me, I'd lose 400 life points and my monster would be destroyed. But if, let's say, I went to attack it and it had more defense points than my monster attack, no monsters get destroyed, but instead I would take the damage. So if I send it to attack an opponent's defense, I'll take damage and nothing else happens. However, though, if that has the same defense as that monster's attack, nothing happens whatsoever. But if both monsters have the same attack and they attack each other, both monsters are instantly destroyed. It's known as a draw. They play it as a cancelling out your opponent an attack. What I call it. Technically, you have 2 monsters and their attacks just cancel each other out, destroying themselves. So I'd have that. Now to traps. Trap cards, though, are purple, and you have different types. You've got continuous, like this one, with the infinity symbol on it. You have normal ones, which no symbols on. Quick ones, which will only reply to spells, which I'll be after. You have counter ones, like if a move's made, like an attack or an activation of an effect. Doesn't matter what effect, depending on the card, what that card's effect is. And then you've got, what else? If there's any more, I'll mention them. So, if I want to play a trap, I have to play it face down because I can't activate them on the first move unless you have effects that let you do it, which I don't think a card's been made yet. If there's been a card that actually lets you activate your traps first, please comment on below to tell me what it is. Now, the next one, spell cards, which are green, which have nearly every effect. You've got Ritual, Continuous, Normals, Quick Effects, Counter, and no counter, you have a Quick ones. This one's a normal spell, so I can activate it whenever I want. Quick Effects have a lightning symbol on the side next to the card, spell card name bit. So I can play that. If it's a quick spell, I can just play it face down. So if I so I can activate it whenever I want now for the rest of the duel if it's still face down, which is giving you a good advantage. So after my opponent makes a move and nothing happens, I can draw cards. I'm just going to add a card on just to show you really. Let's say I drew this monster, a level 6 monster. And you can tell a monster's level from the stars, so Mystic Tomato's a 4-star, so it's a level 4 monster. So remember, every time it's your turn, you just keep drawing a card, unless you made the first move in the duel, because the first move can't draw cards. So if I wanted to get rid of this, I can just say I sacrifice it, so it's sent to the graveyard. Then I'll summon Dark Ruler Hades, which is level 6. Some monsters need 1, some need 2. And there are effect monsters that need 3 in total. Like the Egyptian god cards. Dark Ruler Hades, those are level 6, so it would only need 1. It's levels 1 to 4 you can normal summon easily, unless they have effects. 5 to 6, which you need to sacrifice 1 monster. And this counts as a norm, and your tribute summons count as summoning those, so you can't, because you can only summon 1 monster per turn, unless you have effects that let you. You can special summon monsters, which some effects will let you. So let's say I had 1 monster, and it said when it's summoned, I can special summon another one from here. The same monster from my hand, so I can summon that to the field. So, and back to tributing. 7s to... I think it's up to 7 to the rest. You can just sacrifice 2 monsters if my memory serves, because like I've said, there's some monsters like the Egyptian gods that are level 12s, and you have to sacrifice a total of 3 monsters for each one. So I could, if I sacrifice that, I could activate my trap called the Haunted and summon Mystic Tomato back. So I have 2 monsters in one go, so I could send both to attack my opponent. And if my opponent attacks me with monsters stronger than me, I could activate the quick spells, depending on what the card is. You have limiter removal, which would only work on machines. It doubles the attack of all your machine monsters, but in the end of the turn it would destroy them. So it's a guarantee, but it's also a risk to play. So I attack my opponent. The rule is you have to attack your opponent, but some cards do have effects where they can't be destroyed by effects, or be targeted, or even be damaged. You can't do damage to your opponent, or even destroy him in battle. So if that happened, nothing would ever happen. So it'd be my turn again. And I just drew a level 7 monster. So I could sacrifice these. So I sacrificed 2 monsters to summon it. I'm going to do extra videos though on fusions, synchros, Xyz, pendulums and links. But links I've already mentioned on the last video. I'm still learning myself, so it's going to take me a bit of time to learn it myself till I grew fond of it, because I'm not really a fan of the new link formats. You have your deck. The rule is though, just keep playing until you've lowered your opponent's life points, but some effects will let you win straight away. You have the one that everyone knows about if you're learning is Exodia, which is 2 arms, 2 legs and the head. If you have all 5 so let's say if I have all 5 pieces in my hand like this, this isn't them, but I'm just saying. If I have all 5 in my hand, I've automatically won it because it's its rule. The rule is if you hold all 5 pieces in your hand separate, all the different 5 pieces, you automatically win no matter what. Which I've actually got 3 copies of every Exodia piece, but I don't really use it. I've only used it in one deck, but I never got to use it. Also, this is your extra deck, which goes on the opposite side of your deck. Here's your deck, the extra deck. In the extra deck, though, is what I'll be teaching you. Your synchros, your fusions, and your Xyz monsters. I don't have pendulums in this one, but I have got a pendulum deck built for practice, so I can use that one just to teach you. So, the main trick, but some spells though I will tell you allow you to summon tokens, and they're the ones with the grey background with no levels or any effects, just the name tokens, and they sometimes have characters like these ones. But if you summon these, you have to. But these ones can be played as any token you want, but they have to follow those tokens' rules and effects. So if you ever get stuck remembering the tokens' effects, just look at the token spell card you use to summon the tokens. So let's say I play a spell that lets me summon 3 tokens to my field. I can either play them in attack or defense. So but honestly, what some players do nowadays, I know someone who built a deck on nothing but traps just to lower me out. So technically I had to keep drawing out my cards until I had literally none left. And the rule is, if you don't have any more cards in your deck, if you don't draw, you can't draw any more cards from your deck, you've lost. So if I don't have any cards left on my turn, I lose it automatically, which is pretty sad, but I managed to beat him using an Ancient Gear deck. And I'll use Ancient Gears for my fusion summoning tactics. I could use this one if you want. You could. So subscribe and make sure you tell in the comments if you want me to use my personal deck for fusion summoning, or if you want me to use Ancient Gears. Because either way, I'll do like both decks. Because this one I built myself for strategy, but the Ancient Gears I do like a bit more, because I like it because I modified the Ancient Gear deck to make it more stronger for more tactics. So this is Sergeant Phoenix, over and out.